Now we are going to discussing about the chapter 2, rain and rivers. Water is very essential for human being, plants, animals. So like oxygen, without water life would not be possible. So what are the sources of water? Rivers, lakes and rainwater. First of all, we should know the definition of the rain. Rain means the big water drops falling from the clouds. All life on the earth is very crucially depending upon water. As you know, over 71% of the earth's surface is covered with water, remaining 29% covered with land mass. But we don't get water uniformly over the year. Mainly, some areas more water, some areas less water. You take example Rajasthan, less water scarcity because of low rainfall, but our areas receives more rainfall abundant in our area. Generally we can see rainfall in rainy season. Now we are going to discussing about sun, clouds, rainfall. Without sun there is no water vapor, without water vapor there is no clouds, without clouds there is no rainfall. In this lesson we are going to discussing about the evaporation, formation of the clouds, what is the meaning of the rainfall, some of the important definitions, precipitation, humidity, and discussing about the water cycle and monsoons. Now we are going to discussing about the evaporation. Example given one experiment. Before that we have to discuss what is water vapor. For this purpose given experiment, Pranavi wake up early in the morning. She needed to take bath in hot water. Generally we are also need hot water in the winter season. So she heated water on a dish over a stove. If we observed during the boiling time, vapor came out from the vessel, and due to cool air, vapor became a water droplets. And we can see some water droplets cover on the lid. Here given one example, when you dry your wet clothes in the open air, after some times the cloths will be dry and water disappear. Similarly, if you keep some water in a plate, after a few days it will be dry. That means here the process of evaporation is going on. That means without boiling and without heat, the evaporation took place. Evaporation means the change of water into vapor. What am? Evaporation means change of water into vapor. We can easily observe evaporation at the time of cooking food by our mother. When your mother cooking food, mainly rice, at the time some smoke will coming from the vessel. This smoke is called vapor. There are several water bodies on the earth's surface, mainly oceans, rivers, lakes. These are constant evaporation of water from these water bodies. The evaporation took place not only water bodies, but also our bodies, trees, plants, and soil also. Here given some questions. The first question is, in which seasons would be more evaporation, summer or winter? Summer. Why? Because evaporation need more heat. We can see more heat in summer only. Next question, when will the evaporation be more, during the day or night? We can say answer is day. Why? Because the daytime the more heat received by the earth compared with the night. Next question, where do you think maximum evaporation would take place? From the plants, river, oceans or soil? Answer is oceans. Why? Because the ocean is a huge water bodies and receive more sunlights. Here given one picture that is called evaporation with some labels also. You have to list out these labels. Here given oceans and from soil, rivers and water ponds, trees and plants. Now we are going to discussing about the formation of the clouds and the rain. After evaporation, the water vapor rise with hot air and reach higher up in the sky. With the cooling, the water vapor is transformed into tiny water droplets. These small water drops together to form the clouds. The droplets get together to form a bigger droplets. The bigger droplets not holding by the air, the falling on the ground. This is called rain. Rain means the big water drops falling from the clouds. Here given some box. In this box have to draw the diagram how the vapor is transformed to clouds. So with the label mainly earth, sky, rising vapor, clouds, dust particles, water droplets, sun. Here given one figure, that is water cycle. What is meant by water cycle? All water bodies on the earth surface receiving radiation or sun heat. Due to the radiation, water become a vapor. After vapor reach into high sky. The small water particles form a clouds. The clouds give us rainfall. Again, the water become a vapor and goes up, form a clouds and give us rainfall. This is a cyclic. Sun heat, vapor, clouds, rain. Sun heat, water vapor, clouds, rain. This process is known as water cycle. Here given some important terms, mainly evaporation, condensation, precipitation, humidity. Already know evaporation. Evaporation means change of water into vapor is known as evaporation. Water vapor change into water is known as condensation. This is the quite opposite of evaporation. Listen carefully. Change of water into vapor is known as the evaporation. But here the water vapor change into what is known as condensation. Now precipitation. Precipitation means different forms of condensation of water vapor is known as precipitation. Also called falling of moisture. It may take place in the form of dew, fog, rain, snow or hail. Next, humidity. Humidity means the amount of invisible water vapor present in the atmosphere is known as the humidity. Now we are discussing the topic winds and clouds. The clouds already you know. The clouds also moving along in the winds. What is mean wind? Wind means the horizontally moving air on the earth surface. The clouds also journey along with the winds in particular direction. The clouds also travel inland from the thousands of kilometers to bring rain to us. These winds come all the way from the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal. They transport the rain clouds. They are called monsoon winds. They are called south-west monsoon. Why? Because these winds journey from the or coming from the southwest monsoon towards northeast monsoon. That's why these winds means along with the clouds coming from the inland from the southwest. That's why these are called southwest monsoon. These winds blow only in the summer. There are two arms of the monsoon winds. One blows from the Arabian Sea and other blows from the Bay of Bengal. Here given one India map. Monsoon winds in India. It shows areas of heavy rainfall and wind directions. Look at the picture. The winds also journey from the southwest and towards the northeast. Mainly some winds coming from the Arabian Sea, some winds coming from the Bay of Bengal. That means Karnataka and Kerala and Maharashtra taking heavy rainfall. On the east side, some parts of the Bihar, West Bengal. On the northeastern states mainly Assam, Tripura, Agartala, and these winds are called monsoon winds. Here also showing area of heavy rainfall. On the west side, green shaded color taking heavy rainfall. These winds generally coming or entering to the Andhra Pradesh second week of June or sometimes first week of June. These winds reach Rayalaseema districts of Chittoor and Kurnool districts. The mountain ranges like the Western Ghats in the path of rain bearing winds cause them to rise. The rising air cool down and water vapor condensation. That means condenses faster and leads to rainfall. This type of rainfall is common in the mountain regions. The other side of the mountain range, mainly these areas consist of Rayalaseema districts, Chitturu, Kadapa and Anantapur districts receiving very little rainfall. Mainly in rainy season, cyclones will be occurred. In the months from May to October, cyclones will be coming from the Bay of Bengal, causing widespread rain. It is also caused heavy rainfall inland and coastal areas. Due to these cyclones, and the coastal areas, lowland areas may be submerged. Crops, animals, plants washed away by the water. Look at the AP map. It's showing distribution of annual rainfall in Andhra Pradesh. Here given rainfall indicates some colors, mainly brown, green and light green. According to rainfall occur, the rainfall divided into three main types: moderate rainfall, low rainfall and very low rainfall. So moderate rainfall areas 100 centimeters and above, and low rainfall in between the 60 centimeters to 99 centimeters, and third one very low rainfall below the 60 centimeters. Srikakulam, Vijayanagaram, East Godavari, West Godavari, Krishna, some of the place of Nellore, Prakasam comes under the moderate rainfall, and Gunturu, Prakashamu and Chitturu, some of the place of Kadapa and Karnoolu comes under the low rainfall, and Anantapur comes under the very low rainfall. Some of the questions given here: does your district receives moderate rainfall or low rainfall? So answer is moderate rainfall, because my district is West Godavari. Which towns has the least to highest rainfall? Already given for option: Ongolu, Anantapuram, Srikakulam, Machilipatnam, Rajahmundry. So according to given information, so Anantapur is receiving low rainfall, Visakhapatnam receiving more rainfall. Look at the given physical map of India and identify the Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. Already given some questions. With the help of the given map, I have to tell the answer. In which states are spread Western Ghats? Mainly Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra. Next question: in which states spread Eastern Ghats? Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha. In which region do Western and Eastern Ghats intersected? The Western and Eastern Ghat intersect, that means joining at Nilgiri region. What is meant by rain gauge? Rain gauge is an instrument by which the rainfall is measured, is known as the rain gauge. Rainfall always measured in centimeters. Here given some project work, make your own rain gauge at home. Remaining lesson we have to discuss in the next part.